What's going on YouTube? And today's video is going to be a little Halloween special. So this story literally happened last year on Halloween day. So let's kick back, grab some snacks, shout out Corey Kenshin, because today's video is going to be a little damn spooky. As I mentioned, this happened last year. So at the moment I was not living with my mom, dad, nobody. I was living on my own. So, well, technically I was living with a friend of mine, but I wasn't living with no guardian slash parent. So I was staying at this little like nice suburban apartment with a friend of mine. We'll call him MC. You guys know him. He's been in a lot of damn videos. So he was moving out of the apartment. So I couldn't be there with him no more. So I couldn't stay there. So I had nowhere to stay after this. But as a damn party animal myself, I was like, fuck it. I'm still going to the little Halloween party because I've heard it from my homie. We'll call him JV. He was talking to this girl I kind of put him on at the moment. Like I just met her from Snapchat, so I didn't really know her. And we had a mutual friend. And that friend I knew from treatment. Well, it wasn't a friend. I don't like that guy. And she didn't like him either. So we kind of had like a mutual dislike towards the guy. But JV was interested in her, so I kind of let him like go towards her, which at the moment, he didn't know that it was more of like a catfish though. I didn't know either. But we'll call the girl Eve. And Eve, she's the type of person that kind of says that she'll be somewhere at a specific time, but not show up there like 3 hours later. She tells JV that there's a party tonight and we're all down. So it was me, JV, and Rari. We were all down to go. We make a little scheduled time to meet up type shit and just kind of like kick back before the party. And she says she'll meet us around like 7 o'clock, which was probably, I think it was like 2-3 hours before, because we were still like coming from downtown, which is only like 15 minutes away where she's from, and she's only like 10 minutes away where I live, or I should say where her sister lives. I'll call her Kate because she stays at her sister's house on like the weekends type shit, so she kind of like comes over, and she only came over because she wanted to hang out with us. So she kind of like stays at her sister's house. Eve lives probably like 25 minutes away. She lives more in like the suburban parts of Minnesota. And we had like 3 hours ahead of us to meet up with them. So we had nothing to do, but we tried to kill time. And you know how we kill time? We spent like an hour and a half at like Subway. That was just like half of it. And then the other half we were at the Cked bathroom, and this is where the story gets a little spicy. So real quick, if you guys don't know what Cked is, Cked Foods is like a little like, I think it's like more of a Midwestern grocery store. So we go in the bathroom and oh my God, this was nasty, bro. So there's like a little pop. It was a Sprite. I recall it was a Sprite. It was a bottled Sprite. And JV literally thinks it's a good idea. He like opens it and I mean, like the seal, it cracked. So I'm like, it wasn't so bad, but it was still kind of nasty. He does drink out of it. That's what I'm trying to basically say. Back on topic though. So Rari pulls out this bag of gabapentin. I think it was like 2.5 to 3 grams in total of pills. I forgot if he told us prior to this or if he just randomly did it. No. Oh, I'm tweaking. He did tell us prior. I apologize. We're going to do it because of the party. I'm stupid. And we get to snorting. Oh boy, I tell you, that was the most fucking god-awful taste. Now that I've actually snorted a bunch of different drugs, I can say it literally tastes the same. I was just a bitch. But those were like the first things I genuinely snorted though. Besides one little Oxycontin that I did in treatment. But that's a different story. I know you got to do a lot of gabapentin in order to get like a euphoric high from it. And I'm pretty sure we did like 1.2 grams or 1,500. I'm so serious. I know that we did over a gram. I think we did a gram. I did a gram. I think Rari did like 1.2. And JV said he did a gram too, but 10 minutes later, he just admitted that he lied to us and wasted the fucking pills in the garbage, which pissed Rari and I off because what the fuck, we wanted to get fucked up. We could have gotten way more fucked up. So about half an hour goes by and at this point we're just outside of the Cked now. And I remember Eve texts JV and at this point I'm starting to feel it. I remember the streetlights being brighter than usual and just like a regular roll basically. I don't know if that's what you call it, is rolling off of Gabby's or some shit. I don't know, but that was pretty fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. Everything was just more like extreme. Like I don't know really how to. It's kind of difficult to describe like a roll sensation like off of X or fucking Gabby's or like any upper basically. You just get more like everything's more like intense and more interesting. And I was like giggly fucking dancing and shit, just listening to music on my phone, walking towards Eve's, and I was just like dancing. Some weird ass shit. When we get to her sister's house, she wasn't even fucking there. She was just saying like, wait half an hour. So that's what I mean by that's the type of person she is. So we were literally there. And we walked down to Speedway because we were pissed off and we weren't going to just stay right outside of her house or her sister's house, whatever the fuck. So we just walked down to the Speedway, and it was a pretty good turn of events, I guess, because we were just sitting outside of Speedway, and I remember smoking a cigarette. I was smoking a Newport menthol, and this lady, like this older lady, comes up. She's not super old, but like middle-aged basically. And she asked if we had any weed for sale, which I tell her yes, and she throws me 15, and I kind of scam her. I gave her like a gram, which I still feel bad to this day. You should never do that. That was fucked up. But money is money. So now at this point, Eve replies, and she says that she's home. She tells us to meet her at this little park that's nearby her house, and she gives us a load. That's when we start getting teed up. At this point, we're just getting drunk, and they whip out some Pink Whitney, and I forgot what else. It was Pink Whitney and Tito's, I'm pretty sure. It could have been Tito's. I know some sort of vodka. We take like 3 or 4 shots, and she tells us that she's gonna call her friend, which she does call her friend, and her friend agrees to come pick us up. So we wait like 15 minutes and her friend arrives, and holy fuck, I remember the car ride was so ass. It was so packed. I had to sit on like JV and fucking Rari's lap. That shit was so ass. And oh, so Eve is a big girl. She took up 2 seats. She took up 2 seats, and her friend Tasha's on top of her, and that doesn't even fucking make everything better. So I don't even know how we didn't get pulled over. It's like a 20-minute ride, and we're on the east side of my city, and the Cked party is like more down south. So it was a fat car ride. No pun intended. My bad. I'm funny as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie, but the car ride seemed like it was a long time, but it really wasn't. It was just squished and fucking packed. That's why. One thing I'm gonna mention is that I had 3 skateboards with me, and that's gonna be one key shitty situation that happened to me this night. So once we get there, we arrive at a parking lot, and we had no clue where we're at. It was just woods, like across the street, just straight up woods. And on the side that we got dropped off, which is a parking lot, it was like this little like family-owned car dealership. We were sitting around in the parking lot just thinking of what to do because we didn't even know where the party was. So JV decides to ask these random people in like a little corner parking lot. There was like 3 people parked in the parking lot, and he was the one that was just in the corner. Like the other 2 people were semi-parked near each other. So when JV walks up to them and asks, we don't even know what he was asking because we weren't even near him. In the span of 30 seconds, this boy dips on us. The dude that he was talking to just goes, like he just hops in his car, and JV just hops in the back with him. They pull up on us and saying that they were just gonna leave. And before they leave, the dude introduces himself, and he said that he was the owner of the party. And at this point, JV is pretty fucked up. He had a couple shots. We all were fucked up. And he literally just introduced himself, and they just did. So he basically leaves me and Rari with these girls, and I didn't even know them this was the first time we all meet IRL. So we walk up this street trying to follow the car, but they were fucking gone. About like 10 minutes later, I get a call from JV, and the dude that owns the party is fucking calling. Like, he picks up the phone, and he's saying that he's gonna drop off JV back, that they just went to like the gas station to get more cups. And he was just saying that JV was fucked up. And I'm telling you, he does not have a good tolerance for liquor. He gets pretty wasted pretty fast. So we walk back to the place that we were originally at. And about 20 minutes later, he drops JV off. And this is the part about the skateboards that I was talking about. So he says that he was the owner of the party and shit. And he said that he'll show us like the way in the party and how to go in the caves and like the locations and shit. And he was trying to like flirt with Tasha, I remember at this point. And now he was probably like a 20-year-old dude. And this was before we found out that she was actually a minor. And he tells me that he can just put my skateboards in this trunk. So I go ahead and put my skateboards in his trunk, and fuck, that was the stupidest decision because I never got him back that night. Like I was saying, Tasha was a minor. Her friend Eve said that she was 17 turning 18 when this story took place. And I just turned 18 2 weeks prior to this event. And I haven't talked to them for like half a year now. So the guy that owns the party, he walks us in, and then we go in the cave, which It's fucking huge. Like this cave was on some Batman Bat Cave shit. And we're already pretty fucked up. So drunk people in a cave, they don't mix well together. But when we were walking down like these big boulder steps, Eve's big ass, oh my god, she kept like fucking, she almost fell like twice. Like she literally almost barrel rolled down the fucking rocks. So after like 5 left and right turns, we finally come to the place. And when they said party, that was a drastic ass lie. That was not no fucking party. It was like this big ass like table rock on some Flintstone shit. It was like a flat rock that they all just had like a bunch of booze, and I think they were doing heroin. I'm like so dead ass. They had like this white powder in there, and like they had like 1 or 2 needles. So after seeing that freak show shit, we decided to just go. We didn't even want to be there for a very long. We were only there for like 5 minutes, and we tried to vibe with them, but we just couldn't. It was some freaky ass shit. So after leaving that, we literally got lost. That's when we got lost. We thought we knew the back because we asked how to like leave, and they said just follow like the little like lights. And the lights worked for a bit, and it got confusing. There was this like one specific part where it just kind of like they like kind of like fucked over each other. So if you've ever played Minecraft and you've played multiplayer and you had a friend and you guys were mining in the same like ravine, and you know how they place a torch kind of where you place your torch and you don't know which one's which. And not even that, they just place it in a shitty ass like place, like in the middle of the floor. So it kind of made directions hard, and we took the wrong turn, and then we took another wrong turn and another, and we couldn't take a right turn because we didn't know, and we kept asking the people. They just said follow the fucking light. And when I mean light, it wasn't even light. They were like little glow sticks. So it kind of made it was shitty anyways. And after like half an hour of just being lost, because all of our phones was about to die, and mine was the only one that was at a high percentage, which was only like 15%. We finally found the exit, the big ass like mountain. And I mean, it wasn't even a mountain. It was just like it was a hillside with a bunch of just rocks. Like it was boulders and then like little baby rocks and just a bunch of like broken glass everywhere. So we sit in the parking lot for like 10 minutes. We were just really talking, trying to get to know each other and shit. And JV was just wasted on some funny shit though. He was pretty fucked up. He was saying that he loved every single 1, 2, 3, 4 of us. And I was the one that was really babysitting him, because at one point this motherfucker literally like just follows the wrong people. I don't know if he thought that was us, but he just started like walking away trying to like find other people, saying that he was loving them and shit. So after calming him down and taking him back to the little parking lot, we sat on stop blocks. But I thought they were called like curb stoppers, like uh the little rail at the parking spot. So we decided to match with the girls because they said they had za, which was an understatement, but we'll get to that in a little bit. We get Rari to roll, and he packs up a king size. Half of the bud was mine and the other half was Tasha's. While Rari was rolling up, JV kind of wanders off to the parking lot, or further on in the parking lot. And he goes behind this like little Jeep that's like parked in the corner of the parking lot, more towards like the building side. And he's just like, he didn't even like pop out. I thought he was using the bathroom, and I let him stay there for a little bit, for like 30 seconds. And he just wouldn't come out. So like the girls tell me to check on him, and I do. I start walking, and like I go around the fucking car, like the back end, and I just see him like on the floor. He wasn't shaking. I thought it wasn't funny in the moment because I thought he was like dying or some shit. But like I kind of say his name. I'm like, "Are you good?" And he would like half of his body was underneath the car, and the other like his legs were like the ones sticking out. And he's like, "Yo, what?" Like he just says like, "What up?" And he like scoots like from under the car. It was like the weirdest shit. It was so fucking weird. I somewhat guess escort him back to the fucking sesh. After that, like everybody was like just asking what happened. I explained what happened, and everybody was just dying of laughter. Rari finishes up the J, and we just spark that shit. And I'm gonna tell you, holy fuck, I've never experienced this in my life. Cause like everybody I smoke with now, we don't smoke mid. But now, holy fuck. Like, now looking back at it, it was just funny. So, like, half of the J, like, the first half, You can tell it was Tasha's. It was like smoking CBD. It was like she fucking took that shit from her mom's stash of fucking CBD for back pain or some shit. But the other half, that's how I know it was mine. Cause I was getting high from that shit. And I think we were all getting pretty fucked up because like after that shit, everybody just wouldn't like everybody was just tweaking. Nobody was like talking to each other. Like everybody just became different. You know, like how like before the sesh, everybody's just like talking and shit, and then like after the sesh, like nobody knows what to fucking say. So after the sesh, Eve calls her aunt to pick us up, which her aunt was cool as fuck though. Like when it took her like 15 minutes, dude. That was the longest 15 minutes of my life. JV was just so fucking annoying. He was pissing everybody off. So when we get in the car, oh my god, her aunt was fucking furious. She wasn't mad that she was picking up boys or nothing like that. She was understandable as shit. She was like a cool ass aunt. She even smoked weed. But she was mad at the fact that JV just wouldn't shut up. Like this motherfucker thought our other homie that wasn't in the story time was Rari's backpack. Like he was just talking to his backpack. But she drops us off at our destination, and after that, it was a pretty fucking scary night. I'm not even gonna lie. It was scary getting lost. But we do hang out with the girls a couple times after this, before finding out that Tasha was a minor. So I have a couple story times of that in the future if you guys want. So if you guys like this video, comment down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.